Hello and welcome back to Before You Build. I am Ariana Adireh Anderson, founder and CEO of ARIID Group. And today we have our flooring expert.
I'm John Spiegel with DuChâteau.
Yes, DuChâteau is one of our preferred vendors for flooring, and we are going to talk all things flooring. Pretty fascinating topic.
Yes,
So,
it is.
John, I want to start and asking you a question, for our viewers. What makes DuChâteau different from anything else that you can find out there in the market?
That's a very good question. I'm glad you asked. So the big difference between DuChâteau and all the other flooring out there is our proprietary hard waxed oiled finish.
Beautiful. It's a beautiful flooring.
Thank you. Thank you. It just allows you to repair the minor dings, dents, and scratches with a little bit of the oil as opposed to a full sand and refinish.
Wow.
Much easier.
Sounds very interesting, and I hope we talk about that flooring a little bit more.
Yes. What's the flooring myth you hear most from your clients before they even talk to a flooring expert?
Yeah, a lot of times clients, come to me and all they hear is, engineer flooring, how bad it is, right? And that's the only thing. Like people know engineered floor, wood floors, and then we have luxury vinyl. And the biggest myth is, engineered wood has come a long ways. And it has beautiful different finishes, including oil finish.
Correct. Yes.
John, with flooring, how do you tell clients whether a flooring will survive? So when they're looking at all this beautiful product, they're like their biggest questions is like, I have kids, I have dogs. What is the right flooring for me?
Well, that's a good question. I think the main thing that I like to ask people is to qualify that customer. Is it grandma and grandpa that only wear their socks with no kids? Or is it the typical busy American family, mom, dad, 4 kids, 2 dogs, and oh, by the way, we like to play fetch with the dog.
Oh yeah, right.
Right. Yeah.
Talk about that on flooring.
Yeah. So
And if it's the wrong one, I mean, you are in
you're in
place.
trouble with that golden retriever running up and down those hallways. It's going to scratch. What's the number one flooring regret you hear from the clients after the fact?
Yeah. So probably when it comes to design, the question would be, people are so shocked by the color when their flooring go in and they're like, holy, it looks so gray. We weren't expecting that. Color would probably be one of the primary shocker of the aesthetics and how the home starts pulling together. And then, of course, there's another topic about wood floor, especially talking about hardwood floor, not engineered, but like thick hardwood floors going into an area that has a lot of moisture. And then they're like, well, our flooring just is creating gaps and it's just not working. So not installing the right flooring for the right purpose. And then also like, again, it comes back to the color. They go to a showroom, they look at the small little chip and they're like, oh, I like this. But then they don't really realize the impact, how this entire flooring and color and texture will have on their whole house.
That's probably the biggest mistake we see is they don't get a large sample. So think about it. When you buy paint, you normally buy a pint of paint and you do a test on that wall.
Ideally.
You don't buy from the little swatch at Home Depot.
Ideally.
Exactly.
Right? And you test it.
Exactly.
And when people don't do that and they're like, oh, I loved it, and they saw it in the showroom, it will change color.
100%.
Depending on the windows, depending on even if it's on the water versus if it's somewhere where there's a lot of trees and shade and shadow. So that's a huge thing. So another thing that we've been seeing a lot is these wide planks. Before it was all narrow, now we're going into wide. Well, is it really worth it? That's a question.
It is, Ariana, and we talked about this earlier, that the homes that we're building today, they're huge. The square footage has gone up. To see a 5,000 square foot home these days is not uncommon.
Yeah.
And everybody's got a great room. So if you think back 20, 30, 40 years ago, you had a living room, a dining room, a formal sitting room, a den, and a kitchen. Now that's all one big great room.
Right.
And they can accommodate the wider planks. DuChâteau's making planks 9.5 inches wide.
That's gorgeous.
And it's beautiful. And long 6-foot planks, which is perfect for these great rooms.
Yeah, and I think the scale too. So when you have great rooms, it's all about the scale. And if you put, a 3-inch, 4-inch, it's going to look
choppy.
It's just going to be so choppy. So again, understanding your home, understanding the volume, and choosing the right shoe for the right foot.
Exactly.
Right?
Yes. I love that. Yes. When do you tell a client to walk away from wood entirely, even if they love that look?
Yeah. So when we're talking about, and there's again, we're gonna circle back. We have engineered and we have real floors, but the main underlyment of that is wood. So if it's a moisture area, so we know that like it is going to be a bathroom or a laundry room where there's going to be just tons and tons of moisture.
You don't put wood
We
in
would
there.
say, hey, let's do
Ceramic tile.
luxury tile. Well, not only ceramic tile, there's beautiful, let's go for marble, but we have, luxury vinyl.
That works
And
too. Yeah.
DuChâteau also has beautiful
Yes, they
patterns.
do.
And that's another thing with luxury vinyl. It does not have to be that thin, cheap sticker kind of look. It can have the texture and the depth. And DuChâteau, this is why we absolutely love DuChâteau product, is for that one reason, is they have gorgeous, gorgeous luxury vinyls as well.
Yes. And it looks just like the wood, by
It
the way.
does,
It
by the way.
mimics the wood very much.
Is real wood actually worth the premium price? That's another question we get. And people are looking, it's like, how do we determine? And why is some of the flooring more expensive than others? Maybe we can talk about that.
Yeah, well, I go back to buying a car. If you go to buy your car and the salesman goes, "Well, ma'am, we have one with leather and we have one with cloth." Most people are picking leather because it's more luxurious. It feels better. It smells better. And by the way, you're going to have a better resale value at the end of your lifestyle. So there's no difference between that and a house.
That's right.
That when you go to put that house on the market 10, 15 years down the road, it's way better to say you've got real DuChâteau hardwoods in there versus LVT.
That's right. And also it wears better. So with real wood floors, it will develop that character. Just like when you have real leather sofa.
It patinas with life.
Patinas, and it just adds to the character. And especially if you purchase flooring that has a bit of that distressed feel, it just feels so luxurious and expensive, even after like 10 years of wear. Like it actually makes it better.
It looks better.
Yeah,
It gets better with age.
100%. And if you go even with all of that, with additional oil finish, like that can even take it to the next level. So like,
Correct.
investing into flooring is almost like, I love your that comparison of, is almost like investing into a leather seats of your car. It's just not the same.
No, it's not.
Never is going to be the
There's
same.
nothing that can replace real leather.
100%. Love that.
So how do you handle a client who wants new flooring to match an old existing floor?
Oh my gosh. This could be tough sometimes. People are like, oh, we just bought this house and this wood floor, but we want to do an addition. Now we're ripping out walls. Now we need to combine. Ideally, I would say, you know what? Let's just give it a brand new finish throughout. It's going to have consistency, flow. Now, if they're really like, no, we just want to keep it, it's part of the house, it has that character, then there's few ways of doing it, really. It's more of a traditional. You have a metal transition that could be very elegant and clean. Another way is really starting to play with the pattern in the floors. So we could potentially do a border. There's other ways of making it interesting without just like, hey, we have a transition. But if you are to do a transition, of course, natural transitions would be like doorways. Here it divides one room and it gives a new start to another. So that would be really my other suggestion. If you are just so convinced you want to keep your floors, that's the way to go.
Correct.
What maintenance do people actually need to keep or do with to have their floors look nice? So now they invested into that leather car seat, into that beautiful flooring. What's next? How do we maintain that?
Yeah, you got to maintain your floor. So, I mean, really, if it's an oil-based floor, you have to put new oil on there. We say every 2 to 3 years, no, it's not bad at all.
In my imagination, like I was like, oh, is it like every 3 months? But that's 2-3 years. That's like nothing.
Yeah, and you could probably go a little bit longer, but you want to oil it. But I always say preventative maintenance is the best. Watch your shoes, no high heels, walk off mats at the doors, mop and sweep regularly, clip the dog's nails, put the little fuzzy things on the bottom of your furniture. Don't drag your couch across the room when you're trying to rearrange, and just be common sense. It really is common sense.
Use common sense, buy beautiful floors, and you'll be good.
Yes, of course.
Love that.
So what's the design detail people underestimate when that makes a real difference in flooring?
Yeah, it's again like really thinking about how the floor will be in their home. So the direction of the planks, how will the light from the window catch that? Is it going to highlight and make it choppy, or is it just gonna extend it like a natural floor? So it is, flooring actually takes a lot of square footage. And when we're walking, if you like, we're always looking down on the floor. So walls are important, ceilings are important, but floors are very, very
It's the building block of every house.
100%. Let's talk about one more thing that, and we're going to wrap up our questions, and hopefully we can do series number 2 with you, because there's so much more we can talk about flooring. But what do you think what do you see as trends right now? Is there a specific trend that is almost like an overrated trend? Because again, if people are investing money into their beautiful floors.
Yeah, well, I think the myth that LVT is bulletproof and scratch proof and waterproof. LVT is a wonderful, durable, very, very durable product. But guess what? You can scratch it and you can damage it. And yes, it is waterproof. But if you flood your house and leave it for a week, it's going to mold and it's going to mildew and water will get underneath it. So it's not bulletproof. That's probably the biggest myth, that people think they can just do anything to it. You can flood it. That's not true.
So again, luxury vinyl, good, but again, it's not your tile, not a waterproof surface, and that's something that you should consider when you're selecting your floors. So we want to thank you for joining us. Hopefully you found this educational and learned something new about flooring. And do check out DuChâteau product. They have beautiful panels, and we use them in our projects all the time. And they're beautiful, beautiful flooring. So again, thank you, John.
Thank you for having me.
We'll see you again really soon. Thank you.